Alright, you guys, a couple of things I wanted to talk to you today. Sorry if I sound a little stuffy. I've been a little under the weather, I guess you could say. But anyway, yeah, this whole interview that came out recently on some guy's stream, it was an interview with Einon Zur, the composer for Starfield, and everybody's kind of raving about it and sort of freaking out and like, oh, we got some new insights into Starfield, and everybody's covering that now because they got like a tiny little snippet of something that we pretty much already know. Okay, I'm not trying to be too cynical about it, but it's not really anything we didn't know before. That's why I haven't made a video on it. I think probably the most pertinent piece of information that we received from the interview with Einon Zur is that Starfield is a very philosophical game, a very deeply complex and philosophical game, or at least that's the nature of the narrative that it presents.
Now, I know it hasn't been released yet, but could you tell me a little bit about Starfield? I mean, what you can tell me.
Starfield is a huge game. Starfield is a deep game. It's a philosophical game. If you want to play Starfield, it'll consume a lot of your being. It will definitely give you another perspective, maybe deeper perspective to your whole being. The game is at least twice as big as the biggest game Bethesda ever did. Starfield really takes a very courageous step into realm that is more philosophical. It's about your ability to write your own story within the story that Starfield is.
And you could have gathered that. We already pretty much knew that. That's what the Greatest Mystery of Starfield series is about on my channel. It's obviously a lot deeper than probably a lot of space sci-fi adventure games, and it doesn't really take a genius to figure that out. It tackles themes of the Fermi paradox. Why are we here? Are there aliens out there? What is the purpose of humanity? What's beyond our galaxy? What's out in the furthest reaches of the universe? All these sort of existential questions are surrounding Starfield and sort of creating this mysterious, complex, philosophical vibe that we get. So, honestly, and another thing that people keep saying is that, oh, well, he said that the game is twice as big as, Skyrim or any of their previous titles. Like, I made a video on that too. That's been well known from the start of this Starfield hype that it's a massive game. I mean, you can look at the amount of dialogue lines that are in the game, or and then the gameplay trailer came out and you could see just how many planets and star systems and how big this part of the galaxy called the Settled Systems is that you could visit. So, that was kind of a no-brainer as well. It's kind of like people were taking this video, this interview, and sort of rehashing things we've already talked about to kind of keep the hype alive, but I don't really find it necessary. I mean, you could gather the same amount of information or idea about the game from watching any of my other videos as you would in this interview. So it's nothing special there. You didn't miss anything. I'm looking at the Bethesda.net website right now, and as you can see, latest news, I mean, you've got the Starfield gameplay reveal, behind the music of Starfield, into the Starfield Episode 3, The Sound of Adventure, get to know Vasco, Emil Pagliarulo, into the Starfield Episode 2, blah blah, The Endless Pursuit, The Settled Systems, Location Insights. We've been over all this. I've made videos on all of this content, so I'm not just sitting here trying to say, oh, you can trust everything I make and there's nothing outside of me that you could learn about Starfield. I know I don't have the most extensive coverage of all this stuff, and I don't have any information that anyone else doesn't have. I don't have like a sort of an insider look into Starfield or Bethesda games. I have no connections to the company, of course. But, if there's anything they wanted you to know about the game or that was relevant or kind of exciting to any degree, it would be on the Starfield website here. This isn't necessarily like my go-to source. I theorize about a lot of things in the game, and I sort of create content based on what I derive from what I see and what I've learned about the game based on Bethesda's official information. But there's a lot there that you can learn and that you can sort of present from the things that are in these videos and these snippets of information here, these documentaries, behind the scenes, Constellation Log, into the Starfield, So I definitely keep an eye on what Bethesda is presenting, whether it be kind of behind the scenes stuff, officially or kind of unofficially. But it's only going to be presentable to me if it's something we don't already know, or something that's some new information, something we can really chew on for a little bit and sort of get something out of. There might occasionally be events or interviews or little mini docs or whatever about people that work at Bethesda having opinions about things or talking about their participation in the game or the production of the game, and that's fine. But as far as some kind of new reveal, some new gameplay, some new snippet of information that we didn't know before, we still have yet to come across something like that. And that's fine too, you know what I'm saying? Because I knew that it was going to be kind of a grind on this channel before the game comes out, of trying to create content out of a lack of content necessarily, and that's one thing I feel like I'm good at, and so that's what I'm going to keep doing.